Greetings, everyone. In this video, we're going to look at a little bit about versions, revisions, and even a little bit about mocking with API management. So first, let's go ahead and kick off by starting in the portal. We're going to be looking at revisions first with mocking. So usually with revisions, they're going to be for non-breaking changes. And as a quick example, we'll just simply add a false endpoint to one of our APIs to demonstrate this fact. So we're going to go into the demo conference API, which I've imported. It's from Microsoft Samples. And right now, you can see these are all kind of the standard operations that you get out of the box. And if we go to revisions here, and we just have the current one revision, right? So if we go ahead and click add, and let's just say add a new operation. And it takes just a second there, and now we've got a new revision. And real quickly, if we go out to the developer portal and we take a look at our APIs and we look at that demo conference API, we won't see that that new revision anywhere yet, right? Or anything related to it. We'll come back to this in just a minute. So now we're in revision 2. We have a revision 2. Now you can swap them by using this option up here, and that's how you would edit those, right? So if we go to our design view, and let's go ahead and add a false operation, and let's just add a operation called get top speaker, and let's just say an example. We don't have anything available for our developers to work on yet, but we want to go ahead and mock up an example for them to use. So I'm going to go ahead and create a representation. Select that, and let's just create an example. Oops. And I'll just put myself there as the top speaker. All right, and I'll go ahead and click save. Now, to enable it, most everything now is kind of moved towards policy. So we're going to go in here, click add a new policy, and I'm going to cheat and just use the option here to mock a response. And it already knows that we have that available, right? So we're going to go ahead and select that option that we have and go ahead and save it. And now we know mocking is enabled for that particular API. Now, if we just go quick and test that API, just quickly, we get our mocked response. Great. Now, we still haven't made this revision available. Now, we could actually test it by executing this option, which is essentially what happened behind the scenes here. So you notice it actually passed in that revision number. But if we go back out to the developer portal, we're still not yet seeing it available. Right? Get top speaker is not being displayed. There's topics speakers, that's a different one. But it's not yet available, right? So if we want to make that available, we can go to revisions and then right here and go make current. And we can put, this will show up in our developer portal. Remember the comment we had before will not. Okay. And now we're going to save that. And now that we've got that saved, we can go back and test the existing one if we wanted to, right? Because it's still there. But it's not deleted, right? And generally you won't delete the original one, but you could potentially here if you wanted to, or take it offline, which is what you should do when you're not doing testing and so forth. So that would be a good example to take offline. So now if we go back out to the developer portal and we look, and now there's our get top speaker, and I believe where's our change log. So now it knows that we've added that operation in there based on those the comments that we've added. And here's our operation, and we can try this out there. There's our mocked example. Subscription, and let's just send that, and then there's our response. All right, let's take a look at revisions now. So let's go back to the portal, and we left off there where we've got our revision. So now let's go and take a look at versions. And to create a new version, you can actually click on the ellipses and go new version. You can also, we didn't look at it before, but a shortcut to the revision as well. So let's say, so we're in our demo API, we have this get top speaker operation. So let's go ahead and create a version. Are usually going to be for breaking changes. So things that would literally impact or break your consumer. So let's say an example that you want to change the signature of an API, or you want to remove an API. Those would be breaking changes, right? So you want to make sure that your consumers can have that choice if they implement it. So let's go ahead and create a version here. And we'll go ahead and add version. And in this option, we're going to give it some identifiers. I'm going to say v2. And there's three options here. One is path, and you can see here it's going to have a part of the path. Header is going to allow you to place a header value and then specify the version that way. And then lastly, query string. This is somewhat similar to revisions in that you will have a query string there on the end. We'll use path here, and we'll just bake this out to, this is the internal name that API management will need. And you can also set up your APIs so that they are available to different products. You know, we've had those conversations before about products, subscriptions, users, and groups, and all of that. And this is a way you can set a new version has the ability for to be accessed by a product, whereas maybe a previous version did not, right? So let's go ahead and create the version, and now you'll see underneath our API we have the arrow, and this is now a version set. And within this version set here, we're doing it by path. We have our original and our v2, which v2 is technically the same right at this minute. But let's say in v2, we want to go ahead and delete the top speaker option. So we've removed that from v2. It still exists in v1, right? And if we were going to go out and actually just call anything in here, if we go to any of these operations in v2, you can see here by the test page that they will have v2 included in their URL, right? And to be able to access that. So let's take a look at that in the portal, right? So we're back over to the portal. If we go and let me just bounce out again to refresh. Now we're in original, and we have original and v2 now. This drop down didn't exist previously, right? So original still has the get top speaker like we saw, right? And we can access that. But then now if we go to v2, now get top speaker doesn't exist, right? And it's not available. And you can see that all of our calls need to include that v2 option. All right. So I hope you've got a little bit out of revisions and versions today, and even mocks. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.